I'm Brittany DeLacy. I've been an active knitter since I was about 4 years old. It started when my grandmother handed me a pair of knitting needles and said, okay, you're gonna learn, here's how you cast on, make a scarf. So I did, I ran with it. And recently I have become really interested in how online has been popularizing this craft that had seemed dead for a while. I have turned to online communities to help me hone my skills, to help me develop skills further than what my grandmother could teach me. It's becoming really popular, and it's becoming something for everyone. Knitting is no longer something that your aunt just does to knit you an embarrassingly ugly sweater. It's something that everyone can do now. There's crafts for everyone, ranging from socks, ranging from different things that we will get into a little bit in this presentation a little later on. People are also taking knitting to new extremes with things like yarn bombing, which is essentially knitting sweaters for trees to beautify spaces, knitting sweaters for other things in public spaces as well, such as fire hydrants and other things you'll find. So it's been really interesting. People are turning to these online platforms to find tutorials to teach them how to knit. So for example, this English mesh lace stitch, you need to know yarn overs, you need to know how to knit, you need to know stitches such as slip, slip, stitch. You need a wide range of skills. That might sound complicated, but legitimately anyone can knit. There's videos online to help you. There's all these different platforms. There's things ranging from sweaters to scarves to different things. There's something out there for everyone. You can knit no matter what you do. Geek Culture is even becoming popular in knitting nowadays. Type in Star Wars knitting or crocheting patterns into any search engine, and you will be given a multitude of different patterns out there. It's popular among Doctor Who fans, it's popular among Harry Potter fans, it's popular everywhere. Pop culture has also been really helpful in popularizing knitting as well. This is a scene from Gilmore Girls in which they were having a knit-a-thon to help rebuild this old bridge that got squandered by the character of Christopher donating money, and the knit-a-thon stopped. So other ways, where are people going to knit? This is an online community called Robbery for knitters. And it's essentially a social media platform for knitters. There's forums, there's comment spaces, there's patterns, there's tutorials, there's videos. Super helpful. It's also becoming popular in other social media forms. So this was a hashtag challenge on Instagram, hashtag Operation Sock Drawer, which challenged knitters to replace socks in their sock drawer with ones they knit themselves. It became really popular. People became really interested in it on Instagram. It's nowadays becoming really popular for things such as political activism. People are now turning to this to educate others about political activism, so the online community is educating others how to knit, and then in turn these knitters are educating others about their political issues in their society. This isn't a new thing. This woman here, Rose Worfman, in World War II, she was knitting in concentration camps, and she was knitting for resistance. She knitted knots in socks for Nazis just big enough that they wouldn't be able to wear them. So, and then nowadays there's even projects like this, Micro Revolt, which was a quieter protest where people knitted these army hats, army helmets for soldiers who had died in Iraq and sent them to senators to show the weight of the war. And so with all of this, the Pussy Hat Project became a thing, and I'm sure you guys have heard of it, seen it. It's been everywhere. It's been in major news outlets. It was launched on November 21st after Donald Trump was elected president. Their goal was to have a sea of pink at the Women's March in January. It's been everywhere. It appeared in political cartoons. It even appeared in fire hydrants. I know it's hard to see, but it was everywhere. So it became popular through different means, different social media. Celebrities helped popularize it. Whoopi Goldberg helped popularize it. Kristen Ritter helped popularize it. Kristen Ritter even had a social media following where she detailed out her steps on making the hat. She was friends with the people who started the movement, so people who were fans of these celebrities helped spread the movement. Because they became so popular, stores ran out of pink yarn. There is no pink yarn anywhere between November and January, and it's still becoming a crisis in some yarn stores where people are continuing to knit these hats. So they did get their sea of pink. People went out to the march, they wore these hats, they educated others about their political issues and their political values. It became a success, and the creators thought, what else can we do besides the Women's March to keep people politically activated? So they have these welcome blankets now, and their goal with the welcome blanket is to have a blanket for all incoming immigrants. They want to knit at least 2,000 miles of blanket, which would be the size of the proposed border wall, to show inclusion in our society. So it's a pretty neat project. So I'm going to leave you with these final words from Lisa Ann Auerbach: stop making scarves, start making trouble.